before I get started, give all the glory, honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rash. Right? Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akia. As I preach this word in truth and in all sincerity, Shalom. Right? And Shalom as well to the sincere sisters that may tune in as well. This is a quick lesson, en route to camp. Like I said, it's a title of the video is something that senses of pre-camp. Y2K was a major stumbling block. And I was watching this documentary on TV. I think it was on HBO or it might have been on Hulu. And it was going into the lead up to Y2K, right? From 1999 to the crossing over to the year 2000. Everything that occurred in that space, right? And it was just it was a lot of stuff going on in that time period. I was probably might have been in the 9th grade, 8th or the 9th grade. I probably was in the 9th grade. Yeah, right? So, I remember everything vaguely from a 9th grade's mind frame, But watching this, it was a major psyop, So, through the spirit, as I'm watching it, there's a few things that I want to touch on, but the main thing was Y2K was a major stumbling block for people because in any aspect of life, when a person speaks about the bad times or the end or anything of that nature, people always, to a certain extent, will refer to, well, they said that with Y2K. They said that with Y2K. Even if you're on a religious side of things, you're a so-called Christian or you believe, end time prophecies, right? And you say the end is coming, right? A scoffer's mind frame reverts back to, well, they said that in Y2K. They said that, they had all the different movies and so on and so forth. So again, all of these things, it really was setting up people to look like a lot of people, I believe, through the spirit felt silly after that because it was a big blow up, but it was very spiritual in the senses of how Esau created a stumbling block to make people become scoffers, be scoffers at the idea of the end, They said that with Y2K. Now, here's the funny thing about that. I wanted to say all that to lead to, and of course I'm driving, so this is just a spiritual rant. Here's the funny thing about Y2K, right? People scoff at it. Oh, yeah, Y2K, the Y2K bug. The kicker is that we're literally still in the realm. We're still in Y2K. It's literally, we're in Y2K 24. For all my gamers out there, this for a fact that in the year 2000, this is when I want to say the Dreamcast came out. And they do this every year, because every year Jake played what? NBA 2K. And what years came out this year? NBA 2K 24. It would be too much to say NBA Y2K 24, so they shortened it up to NBA 2K 24. But nevertheless, my point is we're still in the realm. We're in Y2K 24. We're still in the Y2K. So everybody that really scoffed at the idea of even the end, even in the world of Israel, one thing that a lot of these scoffers like to try to hold it over our head, or starting with our apostles and elders, or all y'all said that the world was going to come in the end of in the year 2000 or the Y2K. like I said, we're still literally in the realm of, we're still in Y2K. It's just the year, we're in the 24th year of Y2K. That's all it is, allegedly, you know, time. Now, you know, you speak of the scriptures, you know, Daniel, the 7th chapter, what is that, the 25th verse, you know, speaks about Esau shall change times. You know, a lot of this was a play on the minds of the people. See, he had people all afraid of the end of the world because of computers, when computers weren't really, like when you watch, it's this documentary, and in the documentary, they were like, and yeah, computers, and you know, they were literally, it's like, they were talking to the people then, putting fear in them, but really they were talking to us today, right? In the senses of technology being so infused with all these items. Like in the year 1998, man, how many people do you know had thermostats in their houses with computers in them? Phones, like think about this, but in today's world, in Y2K 24, right? Everything has a computer in it. This car I'm driving has a computer in it. My phone in here has a computer in it. That's just one of few things that are probably in here that have computer driven elements to it. You understand? One thing that was interesting too is, like I said, I'm just ranting as scriptures come. Vladimir Putin, he became the president, I want to say at the end of the 1998, 99, and I want to say really in the year 2000, right? So again, that they were in the 97, 98, 99, leading into the year 2000, it was all prophetic to the things that were going to come, right? And that's why also the scriptures say that ye shall desire a day to see the day of the Lord, to see the sun, and you know, and that shall not come, roughly paraphrasing the book of Luke. So again, that was a major stumbling block that was played out on the world from going from 1999 to the year 2000 with a lot of people from both sides of the world, man. Okay? Whether you were religious or not, whether you thought of the computers taking over or not, but look how far 24 years later, we're really living in a time now where computers are something you kind of have to be mindful of, be afraid of. AI. Our minds weren't, all of these things that were being spewed out 24, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, were all, in the same talking heads of then are still prevalent and present in our society. I was watching, I'm like, look, you know, if I could think of it, I might put in the comments, but it's just a Y, I think it's Y2K. I think it's actually named Y2K, if you're interested in it. In the series, or it's like a docu-series. Jeff Bezos is in there, Bill Gates is in there. You know, all of these different figures that were very prevalent then are still today dealing with these subject matters, cyber attacks, right? All of these things. And I was watching it from a lens of like, because you know, even as, like I said, as a young child at the time, you know, I wasn't a child, but a young man. I was my 8th grade, 9th grade. You know, I even still was like, then like, what the hell? How is this going to be about bringing the end of the world, right? Y2K, right? But it was really, like I say, if you really understand what it was a psyop attack on the minds of the people. A lot of people today can't perceive what the hell is going on right in front of them because they fell for the dupe 24 years ago. Scriptures say we are not deceived by Satan's devices, man. Be not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right? You got to understand that what this devil is up to. He moves a certain way. See, all of that shit that's happening today, the foundation was beginning to lay 24 years ago. I did a lesson on this a while back on the fact of, in the year like 99, 2000, damn near 60 to 70% of these people out here, of Americans, didn't even have home internet. You understand? That's why I said it's like, it's kind of comical. If you get a chance and you check it out, the way they were talking about this stuff in 98, 99, it was actually very comical, to say the least, because it's like, bro, these people didn't have no level. Think about the technology that, if you're my age, 30, I'll be 38 this year, right? You're late 30s, early 40s, older than that, you have an idea. Come on, man. And in that year 99, we were still playing, you know, the system was a Sega, think about it, it was a Sega Saturn, Sega Dream system time. The PS1 was still going. That's how far back this was. The PS1 was still active. It came out in 95 in America. Think about that. Four more years later, you're in the year 2000. We're on the PS5. Think about these elements. This shit has evolved way more than you could imagine. That's why I said it was as if they were just introducing these ideas into the world, but they knew that like, if you really thought, like, come on now, how many people, like I said, had thermostats with computers in it? I'm talking about the shit that changes the temperature in your house. Dishwashers with computers in it and shit like that. But today, that's not too far-fetched. It's not too far-fetched. These smart homes, modern homes, everything in that bitch is connected to Bluetooth and computers. Your dishwasher, your washer and your dryer, your refrigerator, right? Your TV, your vacuums, your car, your computer, your tablet, your phone, your watches, everything that we have today in some way, shape, or form has some level of computer interface. Everything. All right. So again, like I said, I'm not gonna rant too much longer. I just wanted to speak on the fact that in the spirit of it all, it was a deceitful play, because we're still in the same realm. Just we're in the year 2K24. That's all we're in. So for people that fell short because, oh, you thought it was going to come in the year 2000, it is going to technically come in the year 2000, but clearly it's going to be in the year 2000. It could be the year 2024. It could be the year 2025, but it's going to be in the year 2000s. We're close. We're that much closer. One thing that I noticed too, as I'm a close, I was watching a video and they were just interviewing people in New York, Times Square. You know how people do. We just had it. But in 99 going into 2000. And I said in my rib, I said, look at the people, man. They look so much happier. They look so much healthier. They had a warmth to them, you know? Today, in 2024, 24 years later, man, the scriptures had to come. The scriptures must come to pass. Nothing the Lord said, nothing that he said is going to come back in void, man. It's not going to return a void. The Lord said that he's going to turn the love of many shall wax cold, man. It wasn't cold 20 years ago. It wasn't cold. All right. Was there always racism? Yes, there's always racism everywhere, man. People always have been assholes and shit like that. That's not the point. The point of it is that now it's cold. You ask yourself this as a man: would you want a woman from the year 99, 2000, or you want a woman from the year 2024? Who you think's going to be nicer? The woman from the year 2000 or the woman from the year 2024? Think about on all levels. This thing has progressed to a point where this has got to be the end. All right. We're not saying that. Well, I am saying that on how I feel, but my feelings are backed up according to biblical prophecy. All right. The internet, computers, everybody, children deal with tablets and phones. We're able to FaceTime. They showed a thing with Bill Clinton, when he was president. Bill Clinton was president from 1996 to the year 2000. He was on like basically a Zoom call with some school in Texas. right? So again, this technology, they just feed it to us. It's a term called social engineering. That's all it is. The image of the beast is legitimately social engineering. It's being social engineered right before our eyes. See, when the silent generation, our grandparents' generation, that group that's in their 90s, if they're still alive, when they were in their 60s, 20 years ago, right? Or the 70s and 60s, you get one of my drift. That group wasn't going for this. See, it wouldn't have worked. This New World Order wouldn't have worked 25 years ago. It wouldn't have worked. People, even then, you had people that were having Y2K neighborhood awareness meetings. And people's main concern was, well, people hate each other, man. This shit, I'm not even talking about racism. To hell with just, oh, white people hate black people. Man, fuck all. People just in general, this is something new. This is beyond racism. This is something where it's just, people just literally despise and hate each other. People hate each other. Men hate women. Women hate men. Children hate adults and older people. Think about this. It's hate across the board. It wasn't like this 25 years ago. In the year 99, 2000, it was not like that. And even as a child, as a young man, I know it wasn't like that. We were still more family oriented. Them days is long gone. This is the time where you see Ezekiel, 2nd Ezra 15 and 2nd Ezra 16 really come to fruition, where people are going to be breaking into people's houses in the name of bread, in the name of for the lack of food and bread and resources. 25, 30 years ago, more people were more community oriented. I was listening to that devil Clark Howard. He was on the radio station, and he was talking about the fact of how, like, people complaining about the way things are, but less and less people. Right, that's the love of many waxing cold. People don't give about the community no more. People only care about themselves, which the scriptures tell us that in 2 Timothy, that what? That in the perilous times, people shall be lovers of themselves, lovers of pleasure. That's people now. People only care about themselves. Can't even say people care about their families. They care about themselves, and we're going to see how outrageously selfishly minded the people of America are, man. When this thing when Esau really starts squeezing on this place. He's squeezing now. And we see the crime rate. I was earlier looking at, like I said, I'm just, on my way to camp. Like I said, a pre-camp rant. But I was watching some videos dealing with Oakland. And if you're familiar with the food reviewer, Keith Lee, he was just on tour. He goes around, he just review food. He really just be minding his business. So he went to Oakland, right? He went to Oakland to to review food. He gets out there and he was like, yo, this is terrible, right? Like, he basically was saying, man, I don't even want to, I don't even want to be responsible for you people traveling here thinking it's sweet, and then you find yourself in a situation. So he basically he basically canceled the tour. So then I ended up on the path of videos dealing with Oakland. And man, when I tell you the crime, man, Oakland is through. Oakland is through. All the videos I saw, like, man, this shit is terrible. And the craziest thing about it with Keith Lee is, Keith Lee's from Detroit. So imagine, you get what I'm saying? Like, if that means, in a sense, that Oakland is worse than Detroit. See, these cities are through. They're cursed. They are cursed. All right. Man, all the videos of prostitution, the theft. Like even me sitting right here, like I was like, damn, in Oakland, you could be sitting at a red light in broad daylight and a nigga will jump out in carjack in broad daylight. You know? And I was like, man, it ain't that bad here. I mean, you might get your shit stolen when you know you leave it parked somewhere, but a nigga ain't just gonna pop out in the middle of broad daylight and carjack you. That's not something that's really happening. You know what I'm saying? Not to the extent of there. It's a culture of it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up here. I'm about to be at a camp. I'm about to be at a camp anyway. But I just wanted to speak on the fact of just that, you know, the stumbling block which occurred, you know, 24 years ago, that a lot of people are still blinded by. A lot of people are still, y'all said that then. Nigga, yeah, it was said then, and it's coming to pass now. All right. So with that, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakarash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere occupants out here. Shalom.